Here we go, the 3 content box header graphics. What I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to get the graphics inserted, and then we'll worry about the CSS to control the graphics for each device. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head back over to my HTML code because we have to insert these graphics into the structure of our document first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head into the HTML file. I'm going to go and look for the first content box, the first of the 3 content boxes that we have. And I'm just going to hit enter just below the opening div for the first content box. So I'm just above the placeholder paragraph that we've gone and inserted there. And this is where we want to go and insert the first graphic. So I'm going to type in open angle bracket img space src equals. And then in quotes, we're going to go and insert the graphic, of course. But what I've done once again to make sure that we give our Flickr users the appropriate credit is I've named the graphics after the names of the Flickr users. And the first Flickr user, his name is actually pretty long. So rather than typing all this out, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill all the way down to my desktop and head into my project files folder. And I'm going to look for this first graphic from Flickr user Francesco Xavier Argel 1.png. And here's a neat little trick, by the way, that you can use in your travels. If you ever have really, really long names that you need to use for your graphics, what you can do is, actually, I see there's a space in there. I want to get rid of that space. What you can do is you can go to rename the file. On the Windows side, you can select the file and hit F2 on your keyboard. On the Mac side, what you can do is you can select the file once, just pause for a second, and then click the file a second time, and that kind of opens the file up so you can rename them. We don't want to actually rename this guy. We actually want to copy the file name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Controller-Command-A to select all the text, and then Controller-Command-C to copy that file name. Kind of a cool trick. And then I'm going to head back over to my code, and between the quotes that I had put in here, so image and then src equals, and then the quotes, I'm going to paste the Flickr user's name. Close quote, close angle bracket. Perfect. We've simultaneously given credit where credit is needed and also inserted the graphic that we want. Now I'm going to grab this whole image that we just went and inserted there, the whole piece of code that we went and inserted there. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it down into the second content box, like so. And I'll also repeat that for the third content box. Now, the thing that has to happen next is we have to go and change or adjust these graphics for the other images that we want to use. So as a matter of fact, the second image is going to be the same Flickr user, but instead of 1, I'm going to change that to 2. And then the second graphic, we actually have to go and change that file name. So you can either type it in if you want, or we can go and copy it once again. This one is from Flickr user marshalaster.png. So I'm going to go and copy this one more time, just to keep things moving at a decent pace here. Now, when I paste in, I have to make sure to completely replace the previous graphics name, just like this. Perfect, good stuff. Go ahead and save up your work, and let's see what we get over inside our browser. You can go and refresh your browser. There we go. So these are the headings that we wind up with. Why Karate, Meet Your Sensei, and Tour Our Dojo. And there's our photographs from our Flickr users, of course. All right, now they look pretty good inside the high-resolution layout, but some interesting things, just like our slideshow, some interesting things start to happen as soon as we start working with our other media queries. We wind up with things like this happening, for better or for worse. So what we need to do next is we need to go and make some adjustments to these images via CSS.